The news at 11 continues with a disturbing story out of Montgomery County.
Disturbing story. Oh my. What happened? Did somebody get killed? Has there been a string of crimes such as robbery, rape, or car theft? Do tell what is so disturbing in Montgomery.
Students found flyers taped up at a high school that say it's okay to be white. And now there are some racist online threats connected to them.
And I suppose you're going to substantiate that these racist online threats are connected to these innocuous flyers somehow. I mean, I highly doubt that you will, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time. Also, I don't see how flyers with the words, "It's okay to be white," written on them even merits a response from news media. Never mind the claim that it's a disturbing story. Quite frankly, the phrase shouldn't garner attention from, well, anyone. Because it is okay to be white, it's okay to be black, and it's okay to be whatever the fuck you want, so long as what you identify with or what you're doing doesn't harm other people. But wait, this is going to get even more cringeworthy.
Blair High School in Silver Spring. The high school even caught the poster on surveillance video. When I asked the school spokesperson what was going on, he sent me a web link to an older post that shows this was planned. The page even says what to write. Oh, and the post also says this: "We expect the anti-white media to produce a storm about these racist, hateful, bigoted flyers with a completely innocuous message. The media response will rally new support for pro-white activism."
Okay. Am I the only one that finds it absolutely hilarious that she's talking about the poster like you just graffiti the place or throw rocks through the window? Like, seriously. It's a piece of fucking paper. Are you fucking kidding me with this shit? Also, onto a more serious note, the point that she reads this out, quote, "We expect the anti-white media to produce a storm about these racist, hateful, bigoted flyers with an innocuous message." And the subsequent, "The media's response will rally new support for pro-white activism." Now, anyone that was even within her periphery when she was saying this should have thought to themselves, or out loud for that matter, you know, we are doing exactly what they planned for us to do. But no, they had self-awareness non-existent apparently here. But now about pro-white activism. I'm not a fan about any group that is racially driven, Black Lives Matter, or pro-white activism alike. However, simply being pro-white doesn't mean you're anti-other races, but I could ramble on about that particular topic all day long. The reality is, it's absolutely hilarious to me that these nitwits in media don't even realize what they're doing, giving people that are fueled by racial divide alone ammunition. When grilled about why someone is alt-right, they can simply say, "Did you see how the media reacted to the simple implication that it's okay to be white?" And no one can act like this wasn't foreshadowed ages ago, when the left and SJWs alike took a stranglehold on identity politics. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Just evil motivation, and just go back into your hole.
The high school's principal says this was posted to 10 exterior doors to the school and that this appears to be a concentrated effort to foment racial and political tension. Stephanie Ramirez, WUSA 9.
Okay, so this next section. Where do I start? I'm going to guess that parent was just someone who works for the news channel. Now, with that out of the way, I can't help but find it both ironic and hilarious that she claims that this piece of paper that simply says it's okay to be white on it fuels racial divide. No, reacting to it fuels racial divide, you cunt, because you're making it seem like the statement is false and therefore simply being white is like being born with natural sin. This kind of triggered reaction over mundane shit, such as a piece of paper for example, is what caused the rise of the alt-right and white identitarians in the fucking first place. But I'm moving on from the video and going on a little bit of a tangent to discuss some topics, articles related to this particular story. As always, there will be links in the description where you can view these and others for yourselves. Now, as you can see here, the Washington Post makes a claim founded by investigators at the Southern Poverty Law Center, a group that in of itself deserves a magnitude of criticism for its own issues, fuck-ups, and sometimes outright lies. But we'll move on from that, and you'll note that it states the white nationalist organizations regard colleges where millions of young Americans, without their intervention, will be inculcated with the ideas of valuing diversity, yada, yada, yada. Here's a little fun fact. Most people actually view college campuses in the U.S. as breeding grounds for ultra-liberalism and in some cases communism, as well as anti-American and anti-capitalist viewpoints. However, there is far more tangible evidence for the latter being true than white nationalists going around and recruiting on college campuses. If they were smart, that'd probably be the last place they'd be going. But that brings me to Vox. Yes, Vox News here, folks. Now, the title in of itself should give you a forebearing of what is about to occur here. Now, the irony here is I just showed a clip of people treating the term "it's okay to be white" like someone had just been fucking murdered. In a subsequent article, equating that the flyer and the message alone is being used to engorge the numbers of the people that will join the alt-right. Now, in this regard, it's not reverse racism, you unbelievably daft fucking cunt. It's just racism. And no, I don't mean that system plus power or whatever dumb fucking shit you hear on your college campuses now. I mean actual racism. The definition that stays true and doesn't give privileges to certain people based on the color of their fucking skin. Now, with all of this said, and a certain amount of air of mind-numbing pain, I find myself in a situation where I can't help but think that these people in the media can't look at themselves with any amount of self-awareness whatsoever to be like, a little kind of dissonance is needed here because, we keep trying to say that, whites aren't oppressed and you can't be racist against whites, except we're blatantly going out and saying that it, was a flyer that simply says it's okay to be white is some kind of atrocity to mankind. But no, you'd rather sit in, your news office and pretend like you have some form of virtue, or your college campus and pretend like you have some form of virtue, even if you are a white person that spouts white guilt like it's some kind of mantle that you hold, while simultaneously holding the other mantle of subtle racism, or the racism of lower expectations. But that is another rant for another time. And I do realize that this isn't like my traditional response video, or I do nothing but respond to the video and maybe add and chime in a few extra tidbits of information here and there. But A, a little irritated. B, I find it hilarious that these people cannot see the error in their own ways whatsoever and wonder why the alt-right is, not necessarily a large movement, but a movement of its own. So, in closing, before I decide to, take a leap off of a tall building, I will be seeing you cunts on Thursday with a rant video, a proper rant video. So, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and or night. I'll see you all later.